I turn off my alarm and roll out of bed. Time to get ready for class. As I head downstairs, I feel uneasy. Today will be our first match. I really hope Yuna was able to work her magic and get us a sponsor. Nikki is rummaging in the living room, and I smile when I see her. Even when I'm stressed or worried, Nikki always seems to know how to put my mind at ease. Hey Nikki, just the person I was hoping to see.
Look, if you're hungry, you have to find your own food. I don't have time to cook today.
She doesn't pause to look at me when she speaks, and continues to gathering what she needs for the day. Not quite the welcome I was expecting. You okay?
Yes, just in a hurry.
Oh, do you need a ride to school? She freezes, then whirls at me.
Oh, now you offer me a ride? A little too late for that.
She throws her books into her bag. She doesn't seem okay. Are you sure you're okay?
Yes, why wouldn't I be?
I don't know. Did something happen? She just stares at me. Did I do something? Why is she looking at me like it's my fault? When I don't answer, Nikki sighs.
I need to get to school. I'll see you later.
She's out of the door before I can say goodbye. That was weird. Shrugging, I head into the kitchen to whip out a quick breakfast. Hopefully, she's in a better mood the next time I see her. After eating, I hop on my bike and drive to school. Yuna's already in class when I arrive. She waves as I walk in, and I sit beside her. Hey Yuna.
Hey!
She wears a wide grin and fidgets with excitement. You seem like you're in a good mood.
I am.
She pauses.
Aren't you?
I guess so.
I thought you'd be a little more excited than that.
Really? How come? She seems confused.
Well, I guess I just assumed that this had been hard for you, and I thought I'd help to bring you some relief.
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
You know, I found you a sponsor.
Oh. That's amazing. How did you manage that?
I called in a favor, but that doesn't matter. I've already set up your account with them, and repairs are underway. They started as soon as the paperwork was signed, so your gears will be as good as new in time for the match today.
I don't know how to thank you. She blushes.
You don't have to. I promised I'd find you one, and I always keep my promises.
I don't know what I'd do without you. You're a lifesaver. Yuna's blush deepens, and she seems pleased by my words. You should come meet the team before the match. We can share the good news together.
Sure, as long as I won't intrude on anything.
You won't. Nuts. So, I know we won't get our scores back this class, but how do you think we did on this project?
You know what? I think we'll get a great mark.
She turns sheepish and looks away.
I'm actually a little surprised.
How come?
Well, since we weren't able to find time to meet over the weekend, I wasn't sure how much time we'd be able to put into it.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised when you sent me your entire section on Sunday.
I was surprised when you finished your half first. We completed the project before the weekend even ended.
She smiles warmly at me.
I'm really glad that I was able to have you as my partner.
Now I'm the one feeling a little shy. I really enjoyed working with you too. Glad I didn't disappoint. He smiles. As our conversation winds to a close, the professor comes in and starts the class. The professor wraps up the lessons, and students begin to file out of the classroom. I gather up my belongings and head out of class. I want to text my team, but when I reach into my pocket, I find empty air. Damn. My phone's still in my gear, which is still undergoing repairs. Yuna walks beside me. How much longer do you think it will be until the repairs are done?
Probably most of the afternoon. That's how long it usually takes, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Is something wrong?
I don't want to tell her my phone is in there. That might bring up some awkward questions about what it's doing in there. I recall the team's reaction from yesterday, and I'm confident in my decision to avoid the topic. Oh, I'm just eager to check up on my gear. She nods understandingly, a small smile on her lips.
When should I come meet the team?
How about once the repairs are done? We can meet in front of the hangar and I'll let you in.
Great, I'll see you then.
Yuna slings her bag over her shoulder and heads off. I really should text my team about the repairs now rather than later. Should be fine to go collect my phone. I make my way to the hangar, but Eagle isn't in its usual dock. They must have moved it so they could complete the repairs without any chance of accidentally harming the surrounding gears. I circle around the hangar until I come up on a closed area in the far corner, well away from the parked gears. As I approach, I can hear the whir of machinery muffled through the heavy doors, which are open ajar. I peek inside and see Eagle and Emerald surrounded by a group of mechanics. I push on the doors, but before I can enter, one of the mechanics jogs over to me.
Sorry, only personnel may enter here.
My gear's here.
Then it's undergoing repairs right now.
I know, but I need to get something from my gear.
You can get it when repairs are complete.
Actually, I need it now.
Why? What is it?
This is so embarrassing. I mumble out my response. It's my phone. I left it in the cockpit.
What?
My phone.
What is your phone doing in your gear?
I was charging it. The mechanic crosses his arms.
Your gear is not a charging station.
I know. He sighs.
Alright. Which gear is yours?
I point to Eagle.
Wait here.
He closes the door. After a few minutes, he returns with my phone in his hand. Thanks.
Is there anything else?
No, thanks again. He nods, then shuts the door. As I walk towards the exit, I unlock my phone and am greeted by 13 messages. They're all from Nikki. Now that I think about it, I don't remember if I saw her last night. Opening them up, I read them in succession. Hello, my favorite big bro. How would you feel about picking me up from Megumi's tonight? Did you get my last text? Cooking class is almost over and I'm ready to go hang out with Megumi. You can give me a ride over, but can you give me a ride home? Is that a no? If you don't want to get me, then you should just say so. Fine, I'll take the bus. Are you mad at me? What did I do? Whatever it is, I'm sorry. Please don't be mad anymore. Dude, why are you ignoring me? Just tell me. Wow, okay, I literally make all of your meals and you can't even do this one little favor for me. Stop being such a jerk. I'm on the bus now, thanks to someone. Guess whose team now has a sponsor and their gears are already undergoing repairs. Oh, that last text was sent from Yuna this morning before class. Well, this explains a lot. No wonder Nikki was so moody this morning. I'm sure once I tell her it was all a misunderstanding, she'll be fine. I shoot my team a text. Gears are undergoing repairs. We meet in the hangar in 2 hours. Now that that's taken care of, I still have a lot of time to kill. I wonder what I should do. Let's talk to Yuna. I dial Yuna's number and wait for her to answer.
Hello?
Hey Yuna, it's Kite Cat. I was wondering if you got some time to hang out. Maybe we can have another tennis match.
I'd love to, but I've got class in about half an hour. I was about to stop and grab a coffee. Would you like to join me?
Yeah, that sounds great. I'll meet you in the cafe.
Okay, see you soon.
We hang up and I walk to the cafe. Yuna's already there by the time I arrive. She sits at the table near the window. After ordering myself a coffee, I join her. She smiles in acknowledgement as I sit down. So what class do you have next?
Just one of my PHPT degree requirement classes. It's not one of the more interesting ones, so I'm not too excited about going. Do you have any more classes today?
Nope. All done for the day.
That must be nice.
Her eyes sparkle as she sips her coffee.
So, how are you spending your free time between classes? Anything fun?
It varies. I'll go to the library to study or chill in the pilot's lounge. Generally, I like to spend some quality time with my gear.
Ah,
She glanced at the T-straps on my uniform as she takes a sip of her coffee.
what made you decide to be a pilot?
Well, my dad was an engineer, and I grew up building mechs with him. He and I actually built Eagle together.
Eagle must be really special to you then.
Yeah.
So why didn't you go into engineering?
My dad always wanted to be a pilot, but he was colorblind, so he could never become one. He always encouraged me to be a pilot instead. I never even considered doing anything else. Don't get me wrong, I'm not just doing it because my dad wanted me to. I love piloting. It's just something I always knew I wanted to do. What about you?
I actually almost joined the pilot program.
Really? What changed your mind? She hesitates. The words are on her lips, but she's debating whether or not to say them.
There were a lot of factors, but the biggest reason I chose to study PHPT is because pilot health and safety is frequently overlooked. Pilots go through a rigorous training process, and people don't consider the long-term effects that training has on a person, especially when you're talking about G-force training and the like. Being a pilot can take more of a toll on your body than you know.
Oh. You're scaring me now. Okay, I'm going to admit, you're making me a little bit nervous. She flushes and waves her words away in apology.
Sorry, that wasn't my intention. I think piloting is great, and I'm not trying to discourage you.
So, pilot health and physiotherapy. Does that encompass mental health as well as physical?
Yes, definitely. Most people tend to forget that a healthy mind is just as important as a healthy body, but an unhealthy mind can just be as destructive, if not more so, than an unhealthy body.
I would like to know more about physical health. While that may be true, aren't the physical qualifications for earning your pilot's license very rigorous? You know not.
Yes, the pilot must pass a physical, and that includes your past medical history and family history screening.
That's a little unfair, isn't it? I mean, it's not my fault if my grandmother has had diabetes, or if my father had high blood pressure.
No, it's not your fault, and generally speaking, a person isn't disqualified based on a potential. It's still good to be aware though, so you can take preventative measures if need be.
I suppose that's true.
Besides, those screenings are more to spot if you have anything that could cause a sudden disabling condition, such as a heart arrhythmia. You can be disqualified if you don't reach the minimum height requirement too.
I smirk. I think I'm good on that. Yuna jiggled. I didn't know that they enforced it so strictly though. But you can just purchase a frame with a cockpit seat for your height.
Sort of. Companies can manufacture cockpit seats to accommodate a smaller person.
So there's no issue.
Well, these smaller seat configurations aren't approved by the United Center Robotics Committee yet. While the manufacturers are pushing to remove the minimum height requirement, the UCC won't approve it until they are provided enough conclusive data which proves safety isn't compromised.
And then it falls on the manufacturer to collect the data.
Yes, that's the work in progress right now.
She looks thoughtful.
Although, I've heard the UCC is being particularly resistant to amending the minimum height rule. They keep requesting more and more data, even though what has been presented technically passes their current standards.
What's your thought on this?
I think that the UCC has all the right to be stringent in their process. There can be no compromises when it comes to pilot safety. Besides, the UCC isn't against changing the rule. They just want enough comprehensive data to make a well-informed decision.
Yuna checks the time.
I need to get going. Sorry for lecturing you.
No, don't be. I think it's great that you're so passionate about this. Passion is what creates change. She smiles brightly.
I'll see you later, okay?
Yeah, see you. She gathers her things and leaves. I finish up my coffee, then follow her out of the cafe. I stop to grab a coffee at the campus cafe and sip slowly at the hot liquid. Repairs should be done by now. Time to go meet everyone. I guess I took another coffee. I finish the drink and make my way to the hangar. As promised, Yuna's waiting for me in front of the hangar doors. After a quick greeting, I swipe open the entrance. The different guard from last night sits in front of the doors. He barely glances at us as I lead Yuna into the hangar and towards my gear. Once it comes into view, I freeze. The magnificent beauty that is restored Eagle nearly brings a tear to my eye. I circle it, but can't detect even a scratch on its armor. If I didn't know any better, I would have never guessed the gear had just gone through a battle.
Wow, they really did a good job, didn't they? It doesn't even look like the same robot.
Realizing what she just said, she quickly backtracks.
Not that your gear didn't look good before. I just meant from the battle. It looks better than it did yesterday.
I cut her off with a laugh. It's okay, I get it, and I agree. She nods, looking a little relieved. Kaori is the first to arrive. She darts straight to her gear and does a complete inspection. Cho and Mayu trickle in after her, then split up and do their own inspection of their robots. Yuna and I wait patiently for them to gather around us.
The repairs? You got us a sponsor?
I didn't. Yuna did. At the mention of her name, Yuna waves to everybody. Yuna, this is Kaori, Cho, and Mayu. Each person nods when their name is called. Everyone, this is Yuna, my contact from the SBA. She's the one who somehow snagged us a sponsor in the nick of time.
Who is it?
No idea. Luckily, Yuna helps me out before I make too much of a fool myself.
It's Dashu.
Sho and Mayu glance at each other in surprise, and Kaori takes a longer look at Yuna.
You're the Misaki girl, right?
Yuna fidgets slightly, clearly uncomfortable under Kaori's gaze.
Yes.
Then Dashu must be.
Yes.
Kaori just nods. Mayu's voice is soft but kind.
Thank you so much for what you've done. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we understand how difficult this must have been for you.
Even Sho is usually solemn.
It's really no problem at all. I was just doing my job.
Oh, I didn't know you guys knew Yuna.
We don't.
Yuna laughs nervously.
Anyway, it was really nice meeting you all, but I need to get going.
He doesn't look anyone in the eye and seems impatient to leave. You should stay.
Thanks, but I've got some errands to run, and I'm sure you'll want to test out your gears before the match. I'll be there to cheer you guys on, though.
With a hasty goodbye, she rushes out of view. That was a little strange. I hope we didn't offend her.
That's one thing taken care of.
Kaori looks straight at me.
I hope you know how to activate that override mode thing. We'll plan our strategy around you using it.
I can't just do that on demand. No, it takes care and attention.
I never knew you were so needy.
Low blow, man. We both grin. Kaori looks annoyed.
Can you idiots try and focus for 10 seconds?
Look, I really don't know how to initiate it.
Maybe we can just do what you did last time.
Mayu shakes her head.
Last time it activated when his energy level got low. I don't think it's a good idea to risk that, especially against a non-AI team.
Kaori sighs.
Mayu's right. What about your weapons?
Yeah, about that. The voice interrupts me.
Hi, are you the owner of this gear?
He points to Eagle. Whoa, how long has this guy been standing there? Yeah.
Your weapon's cleared custom. Please sign here.
He holds out a tablet with an X indicating where I should sign. I glance at my team, but they are all as dumbfounded as I am. Okay. After signing on the tablet, I give the device back to him. Talk about a convenient coincidence.
What? We've been emailing you for the last 4 days asking you to claim your weaponry. I'm only here because obviously you don't know what to do and I want to close this work ticket.
I fall silent. Joe lets out a snicker and Kaori facepalms. Sorry, my bad. After ensuring the signature on his tablet process, he nods and leaves. Well, I have weapons now.
Finally. Go configure your gear and join us in the simulation when you're ready. We'll get started with a warm-up.
I nod. I'll see you guys in a bit. I head to Eagle and make my way into the cockpit.
Gear initialization sequence completed. Loading gear layout screen.
I navigate through my gear options and configure to my preference. After a little bit of time, everything seems to be where it should be. Eagle. Save configuration and set as default.
Completed. You have a pending virtual simulation request.
Please start it up.
In progress.
I wait as Eagle connects to me in my team virtual simulation match.
There's Mr. Broseph.
Yep. I direct Eagle to grab its weapon and test them out.
It looks like your equipment registered just fine.
I'm ready for a fight.
Good. Let's see what you can do solo, so we can base...
1v1, just how I like it. Let me show you how it's done.
Let's match you up with a level 48 AI program.
Level 48?
That seems a bit high for just a match to gauge his abilities.
Why? All of us can beat that on our own.
Yeah, but not on our first try. You lost numerous times before learning its pattern.
Level 48. Change that to level 50. Level 48 is nothing. Change it to 50.
Are you serious?
Yeah, let's get on with it already.
I don't know if it's such a good idea.
Whatever. I'm loading it since he thinks he can handle it.
My teammate's gear vanishes as they enter spectator mode. A few seconds later, an enemy gear prompts on my radar. Alright, Eagle. Let's show them what we got.
Combat mode activated.
I begin equipping my rifle and blasting the eye with energy rounds. The rounds mostly connect, bouncing off the edges of the shield. Something must be wrong with the aim. I'm not that bad of a shot. Well, I can't use those. I switch in my sword and grin. I'm just as lethal with the blade anyway. Raising my sword, I take a striking stance. My blade isn't powering up. I barely have time to register what's happened when I see a sword charging at me. Dodge. I block the attack just in time, but still eat up a lot of damage. These higher level AIs are no joke. The AI charges me again and I'm forced to block. For the rest of the match, I'm stuck in a defensive position as all of my weapons do very little damage. It's not long before my energy is drained and I get depowered. What the crap was that? My aim was true, but the eagle wasn't responding properly.
Yeah, man. Level 50 is a bit too intense.
Eagle's equipment wasn't responding properly.
That's your excuse?
No, I'm serious.
His attacks and aim didn't seem natural. I think it is something else.
Run a scan on Eagle.
On it now. My team waits patiently as I run some diagnostic tools. I think I got it. The It looks like the equipment wasn't calibrated after customs did their in-depth examination. That's why the aim and attacks were off.
Is it something you can fix?
Not exactly. There are some hardware tweaks that need to be done. But I think this may require an engineer.
I suppose that makes sense. Gears also need the occasional tire rotation and oil change to make sure they function well.
That's great. But in case you didn't notice, we don't have an engineer.
I think I might know someone. I'll meet you guys in the hangar. The light flashes green on my teammates' comm screens and they disconnect from the simulator. After jumping out of my cockpit, I reunite with my team and dial Valerie's number.
Hello.
Hey. I can practically hear the smile in her voice.
I knew you'd call.
Oh,
Just a hunch.
was it something you saw in my gear last night? She laughs.
Call it an engineer's intuition. So, I'm guessing something's not working right, and you're in need of an engineer.
Yeah, actually.
Luckily, I can help.
Thanks, Valerie. Come meet us by Eagle.
Okay, I'll be there in a few minutes.
She hangs up. We don't have to wait longer before Valerie arrives. I wave her over and she stands right beside me. Thanks for coming.
Of course. I wouldn't leave you hanging when you need me.
She smiles broadly. Joe coughs. Right, so this is the team. I point to each of them in turn. This is Mayu, Sho, and Kaori. Both Mayu and Sho wave while Kaori nods. Everyone, this is...
I'm Valerie. I watched your match during qualifiers and was impressed by all of you. It's great to finally meet you.
Believe me, it is great to meet you too.
Mayu glanced at Sho, while Valerie smirks.
So, you're an engineer?
That's right.
Kaori points to Eagle.
Are you able to calibrate his weaponry?
Yeah, my equipment just passed through customs and the calibrations are off.
I'll leave it to me.